Boys and girls, one of the things that writers do is they zoom in and they focus on the important part of a story. I want you to think of pie. It's like you don't want to eat the whole pie. You just want to share a slice of the pie. Let me give you an example. Do you remember back in February at school, we had an assembly where we collected quarters and money for veterans. And it was a lot of fun. And so I thought that might be a good thing for me to write about today. But I really want to just zoom in and focus on the most important pie, my important part, my slice of the pie, not tell you the whole pie. So let me tell you what I want to remember, all the things that I remember, and then I'll see if I can find the best part that I should write about. I remember we all walked into the gym and the fifth graders held the doors open for us and gave us high fives. And we went and we sat in our normal spots where we always sit when we go to chapel. And then Miss Richardson got up and said that we were going to do this special thing. And we had a teacher from the high school, Miss Hunley, who came in and gave us some directions. And she told us to move over, and we all went and sat on the side of the gym. And then we had the third and fourth and fifth graders, and they all got in line and they started running and dropping their money in the buckets. And then when they were finished, it was finally our turn, and we all got to go line up, and we had our money and we were ready, and they told us to go, and we started running, and you guys were coming and dropping your money in the buckets and taking off as fast as you can. And we all cheered at the end when everybody got their money in, and it was a ton of fun. And it was pretty cool because we collected like $4,000 to give to the veterans, and we did that all in just like 2 minutes. So it was a really fun time. So, you know, there's a lot that happened at that assembly. And some of it was pretty important. Some of it may not have been quite as important. So I want to think about what was the really important part. Instead of writing about all of that, the whole pie, I'm going to write about just the important part. The important part. I'm going to focus, think about getting your camera and focusing on something. I'm going to focus on what's the important part and just tell the important part as I write my story. Okay, so I've got my paper and I've got my marker and I'm ready to tell about my story. And I'm really thinking, you know, the part about us walking in and sitting down and getting directions and then moving over to a different spot, all that's not really that important. The important part is about how we raised money for the veterans and how we had a lot of fun doing it. So I think that's the part of the story that I need to focus on. I need to zoom in on just that part and just tell that slice of the pie. So I think I'll start my story and I will say, one Friday, we collected money for veterans. And let's see, what else would be important for me to tell? How about the part about how we all raced to drop our money in the buckets? We lined up and raced to drop our money in the buckets. And then I need to think about what else is really important. We cheered and we yelled and it was fun, but you know, the really thing I think is very important is that we got a lot of money to give the veterans. So I think I'll say in my next sentence about how that we had $4,000 that we could give those veterans. So I'll say, we raised $4,000 So now I've told the really important part of my story, that we collected money and that we lined up and we raced and dropped our money in the buckets and we raised $4,000 for the veterans. So I've taken a story that had a lot of things that happened, but I've focused in on just one slice of the pie, not told the whole pie. Today I want you to write about something that has happened to you in real life. I want you to do what good writers do. I want you to zoom in, focus on just one slice of the pie. You don't have to tell us everything. Like maybe you're going to tell us about a trip you took to the beach, but instead of telling us about where you went to eat, telling us about the hotel you stayed in, telling us about the pool, and telling us about the sandcastles you built, pick just one of those. Zoom in on it and focus and tell us about just that one thing. And give us lots of details. Tell us all about it. Get out your yellow journal today, and I want you to use it for writing today. We're not going to get into our writing folders yet. We'll do that soon. But today I just want you to do this in your yellow journal, and I want you to write me a story about something that's happened to you in real life and give me lots of details. Don't forget, every sentence in the whole wide world begins with a capital letter, and every sentence in the whole wide world ends with punctuation. Boop, don't forget it.